Hello, welcome to the Rich and Simple Living. My name's Maria, and if you're new here, I vlog all home life things, homeschooling, urban homesteading, cooking, all that kind of thing. Today, well, it's kind of cooking. We're making something, but it's not actually going in the oven or anything like that. Trying to turn you. I've got this light issue again, even though I've got artificial light in here. But yeah, we're just going to make a Rocky Road. I don't know if you call it Rocky Road biscuit or what you call it really. Rocky Road. So the reason I'm doing that, I've chosen to do that today, is because at Christmas time we had boxes of shortbread, and one of the big boxes looks like it had been damaged in transit. So let me just mess around with this light a bit. Yes, one of them looked like they'd been damaged in transit, and when we'd opened the box there was a lot of crumbs in it. Some were okay, but there was a lot of broken biscuits, and they thought, well, some of them was going to chuck them away, so you can't eat crumbs. But I thought, I know, if I pop them into the freezer, which you can do, you can freeze Rocky Road, you can freeze the biscuit and use it another time, which is what I did. So there we have it. This flashing is really going to drive me mad. It doesn't do it on my other phone, but that glitches, so I can't win. But yeah, he's trying to just light it now, see if it helps. So I thought we'll use that, we'll save that. It's handy to use if you want to use it for a base on cheesecake or something like that. And I thought, well, I'll do a Rocky Road and use it that way. So there's bang on 200 grams in there, which is what I need. So we'll put that to one side. I'll bring you down a bit and you can see what I'm doing. So I've already measured out the butter. There's 135 grams of butter there. I've got unsalted butter, but you can use any butter or margarine. So 135 grams. I don't normally work in grams. I'm really old-fashioned and I do pounds and ounces, but the recipe I found, couldn't find my original one. So the recipe I found said grams. I thought, oh, well, I can work with that. My scales does both. So there's 135 grams there. What we're going to put in then is 200 grams of chocolate. Now, I've gone a bit over the top and got the Dairy Milk Cadbury's one, but a nice normal cooking chocolate will be fine. So we're going to put that in with the butter. Now, this one's only got 180 in, so I worked it out. I didn't measure it, worked it out per strip, and it seems to work out per strip at 20 grams a strip. So I thought, well, there's 180 there, so I've just taken another strip from another one. That will give me the 200 grams I need. So I'm going to break all that into here. Oh, I love the smell of chocolate. I love the taste of it. I'm not really supposed to eat it because my sugars tend to go a bit high. And I'm supposed to be going back for my glucose test, but I know my sugars will be high, so I'll put the glucose test off, which isn't really the best of ideas, and I don't recommend anybody doing that, but I'm me and I do these things. So let's break all that in there. And we'll just take one strip off the other one, and I'll pop it into the fridge. The rest of the chocolate, or the freezer if I want to use it another time. Let's see if I can open it without splitting it too much, so I can just take one out. There we go. So I'll put another strip in. So that's 200 grams of the chocolate in. Now we're going to put, and I've lost my oh dear, my recipe is on my phone. Normally I can just touch my finger on it and it works, but it won't do today, typical. So we want 2 to 3 tablespoons of golden syrup. I think I'll just do the 2, I think. I don't want to do too much. So we'll do the 2. When I was a child, I used to love this on my porridge, or ready break. It's going to be hard to get off. I can see why they say 2 to 3, because I think a spoonful of it gets stuck onto the spoon. another load of it. Right, we'll leave it at that and see if we can get it to come off. Get it around a bit. I'll clip down. Let's get another little spoon, see if I can scrape some of it off. That's the trouble with sticky things like this. Do you know now, if I was to have porridge and ready break or anything like that, I wouldn't put it on now because I don't like it. I can't stand it like that anymore. It's like my hands. So we're going to swing around now and we're going to put this on the stove and we're going to melt it. So we've swung around and I've moved the light, and this time it's to this side of me, so whether that'll make a difference, I don't know. No, I can see it flashing. I just don't know what's wrong with it, why it flashes. I was given some advice on what to do with it the other day, but to be honest, I'm not all that technical. But I mean, I'm going to have to look into it. Let's just bring you down. See if we can bring you a bit closer and you can see. Okay, so we're just going to melt all this together. Quite a gooey job. I should have taken the butter out of the fridge first. Let's turn it down, that's too high. But I didn't. So we'll melt all of this. I was going to do a video in the week, but oh dear, been so busy. I was going to do a video for yesterday, but the time's just run away with me because we're busy trying to sort out paperwork for Hoppities. So I've been working on that all weekend, and yeah, so like I was saying, just had an interruption, sorry about that. I've been working on paperwork all weekend for Hoppities to get all that side of things done, and web pages and things like that. Well, not so much a web page, but we're going to do social media pages for it. So I can activate all of them hopefully this weekend. Let's turn that down a bit. Mix it around. Butter's nearly melted. So I've been busy doing all that, and then we had this madcap idea because I've got my little bedroom's become spare again, so I thought that might be nice to use like office space or something like that. It does need a whitewash out, I mean not terribly, but I thought it might be nice to give it a whitewash because we did all the house before Christmas. But then I thought, oh well, if I empty all the loft, because our loft was full end to end with stuff, if I empty all the loft and put all of that in there, then I could sort out what we want and what we don't want. And although I was saying about eBay, I don't really want to do any full-time selling on eBay, but if we have things left over that we don't want no more stuff they've grown out of, I think this is just congealing a bit, I think I better do something with this, then yeah, I would sell it. So that's what I've been doing, selling all of that. So that took up a day's work, and now the spare bedroom now looks more cluttered than it did before I began. So that's still got to be sorted. I think I've got an awful lot of margarine in here. Never mind, we'll take it across and we'll go and put the rest of the bits into it. So I've got my chocolates quite thick, but the margarine looks a bit, the butter looks a bit runny. It doesn't normally look like this. I think I'm having a disastrous day because I have so many other things on my mind, like I say, sorting everything out. Then there's the garden as well. We've got to sort through all of that. So it's such a lot to do. I've got to sort my seeds out. So anyway, let's get on with this. I'm going to pop the 200 gram of biscuits in. And also 100 grams of marshmallows, and exactly 100 grams in the bag, which is handy. So they can go in, and hopefully that'll absorb everything, mix it together and absorb it. Oh yeah. Biscuit definitely absorbs it. Oh, that's looking how it should, definitely. Melting the marshmallow a bit, but okay. So I'm going to tip it into a pan, a dish. I do seem to have a bit of butter floating about. Right. Put that out of the way so you can see a bit. Bring that up in here. Do seem to have a bit of butter floating around, and your marshmallow's gone a bit melty, but that will be all right because it's going in the fridge once it cools off anyway. So when you just grab recipes online and they're not your own recipes that you've done a lot of times and know, you just don't know what it's going to be like. Because what works fine for one person doesn't always work fine for another. And to me, I think I would have preferred a bit less butter in this. Because now that's going to dry, I'm going to have lumps of butter at the end of it. Because it seems to be too much butter. But it's done now. So we're going to leave that cool. I did have a spoon somewhere. Let's just take this off. We'll leave that cool and we'll see what happens. So I've got another bag of this biscuit in the freezer. But like I say, they make nice bases for desserts and things like that, rather than throwing them away. So we're going to put it to one side. Let it go cold. I've got a feeling there's going to be a lot of butter in there, too much butter for my liking. I wish I knew where my recipe had gone. I've got this awful habit of writing things on bits of paper, putting them in they are in notebooks, and putting notebooks somewhere and then losing them, and I don't know where I've written it, and I have a fair few notebooks on the go at once. I don't know why, but that's just me. I write notes and notes, me. So yeah, we'll leave that go cold. We'll come back and have a look at it later, and we'll try and see what it's like. That just the only thing is, like I say, I've got a feeling there's going to be a lot of butter in there, which will be a bit off-putting, but we'll see. I'll see if I can find my own recipe at some point, look through all my books and see if I can find it and see what amount of butter mine actually said. But it's just an idea to use up things. It just goes to show that if you get things broken and left over, you haven't got to throw them away. You can make use of them, turn them into something else, and that's what we did with the broken bits of shortbread. So that's it for today. Like I say, I've got to go shopping now, actually, so when this cools it can go in the fridge while I go shopping, and I'll be back later. But to you it'll be instantaneous, but I'll come back later and see what it's like when it's gone cold. But yeah, like I say, I've 101 things to do, and I was going to show you what I was doing upstairs, because it's all part of home life and all part of business and everything I was doing, and I was going to show you all that, but I just got on with it so much I just didn't get time to put the camera on and do it. And Sean's been doing homeschooling as well, but today she's off, so to speak, because she's full of cold again. It's the second time this winter she's had a cold, and it's strange than how she gets them, because it's not like she's in a school setting, where your children are at school and you always complain, oh, they catch everything once they go back to school, because she's not in that kind of setting. But I suppose she does mix with nieces, nephews and things like that, and anyone can carry germs, and our older daughter goes into a workplace where there's a lot of people, so germs can be carried. So yeah, she's got full of cold, so she's in bed at the moment sleeping. So it's just all go. But anyway, I won't say goodbye for now because we'll pop back on later just to see how this has settled. Like I say, I'm not very happy there's too much butter in there for my liking, far too much. It shouldn't have gone like that, it never has before. But we'll see what it's like and what it tastes like when it's done. Because some people don't mind butter, but I'm not sure that I do in something like this. But we'll see later, we'll try it later. So I'll see you in a little while. Okay, I'm back. It's quite a few hours later for me, but it's instantaneous for you. It's been in the fridge. Now, there's definitely too much butter in here. And I'm just trying to think. I've got this nagging feeling that I've only ever put 50 gram of butter in before. Could be wrong, might be slightly more, but definitely not 135 or whatever it was. Definitely not, because if I bring you down, I've been cutting it. But you can see on the edge, the yellow, where my thumb is, don't let go, I'll drop it, that's butter that's set. So there's a little piece there and just little odd puddles of it. Luckily, not absolutely tons of it, but enough that they shouldn't be like that. Shouldn't be like that, should I say. So anyway, cut a slice off, cut a middle slice so you can see what it looks like. See the biscuit and all the marshmallow and the chocolate, and feels nice and gooey. So I'll bring you up a little bit. I'm just going to have a little taste of it. That's nice. That is really nice. It definitely does want less butter because they're, bring what you can see there, a little bit of yellow, that's butter. So bits like that can be cut out. Some people like butter. But yeah, it's definitely nicer. All that gooey marshmallow. That's what I like about it. I wash my hands. Definitely tastes like Rocky Road. Definitely. So all these pieces now, I'm going to take off and put onto a plate and put back in the fridge because it will need keeping in the fridge. But you can see where I've cut. You can see all the inside, all the biscuit, the marshmallow, the chocolate. Luckily, there's not loads of butter. It just seems to have congregated a little bit here and there on the edge, a little bit there. That can be removed, no problem. I can cut that out. But if you're going to have a go of it, definitely don't put as much butter in as what I did. I think I followed a recipe, BBC, Good Food, something like that. It was something to do with the BBC. I googled it because I couldn't find my recipe. I think I wrote it in a jotter and I've got a load of jotters stacked and I haven't got time to go for them all, but I will come across it. I'm going to make a point of trying to look for it. But I just got this feeling that maybe it was only 50 grams of butter. And that would make sense really because I have a few little puddles of it here and there. And I did drain a bit out. So yeah, but it certainly tastes of Rocky Road. And when you cut it, it looks like Rocky Road. So that's quite nice. So I'm going to pop that back in the fridge because of course it being chocolate, it will melt. So that's that for today. Thank you for watching. Like I say, I was going to pop on yesterday, but it's been really hectic. I do want to try and film a bit more of things we do and what's going on behind the scenes, so to speak, because obviously I film homeschooling, urban homesteading and home life things. Well, I always seem to end up cooking. Might occasionally throw the odd different thing in, but you know, it'd be nice for you to see more of what goes on, especially when we start going in the garden, because what we plant in the garden is going to be in relation to what we're going to be cooking later in the year when these things grow. So it's nice to see where they started from and all our failures and successes out there. So yeah, there's a lot going on. And like I say, we're starting hoppies. I've been doing a bit more work on them the sort of office side of it today to get it all ready so we can just get those adverts out there, set up our Facebook page, get it all out there and start advertising. So yeah, we've got a few ideas for that as well, but we need to get it up and running first, and then we'll take it from there as we go along what we're going to do with that. So yes, that's it for now. Join me again on Friday. We'll be back Friday and we'll do some cooking on Friday. Now I'm not sure if we're going to do something in the air fryer or if we'll do something in the slow cooker. I'm a bit torn between the two at the moment. I've seen so many different things that I want to try out, and so we'll see. It depends what I find in the shops. You know, I've been shopping today, but I have to buy extra bits if I'm going to make something specially. So we'll see. I'll try and get time to think. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I do hope you'll join me again on Friday. Until then, take care. Bye.